Okay, so someone asked this surprisingly deep question the other day, and it really gets to the heart of a very modern, and let's be honest, a very sugary dilemma.
And there it is, the big one. Are those sour then sweet little candy people actually vegan? It sounds like a simple yes or no question, right? Oh, but you have no idea. We are about to go on a journey.
You know, what's so funny about this question is when we tend to ask it. Let's be real with ourselves. Nobody is standing there in the candy aisle holding a bag, deeply pondering the ethics of it all. No way. This is a question that is born from pure post-snack guilt. You've already crushed the entire bag, the evidence is gone, and now you need to know if you've broken some sacred code.
So, let's actually do the work. Let's get into the nitty-gritty of what's really going on inside these things. Because honestly, you never really know what's in them till you take a closer look. Okay, so the big one, the main event for a lot of people, is gelatin. That's the usual suspect in chewy candies, right? The stuff made from animal parts. But if you check the ingredients on Sour Patch Kids, nope, you won't find it. There are no sneaky pig parts, no essence of Steve the cow. On that front, we are all clear.
So, based on that, just looking at the main ingredients, the simple, surface-level answer is yeah, yes, they are. If gelatin is your only hurdle, you can rest easy. But, well, you knew there was a but coming, didn't you? This is where our little story gets a lot more complicated.
Because for a lot of vegans, the investigation doesn't just stop at the main ingredient list. That word, technically, is usually just the start of a much, much deeper dive.
And this just nails it. This is the next level of the whole debate. It's the world of, yeah, but. You know, the world where there's always someone who knows that one extra little detail that kind of changes everything?
And here it is. This is the yeah but. Bone char. So some sugar refineries, not all, but some, use this stuff, which is, yeah, exactly what it sounds like, to filter and decolorize their cane sugar to make it super white. So to be clear, the bone char isn't in the final sugar product, but the sugar itself has come into contact with it.
I mean, seriously, bone, char. It sounds less like a food processing ingredient and more like a villain you have to fight in a video game, right? It's a pretty jarring thing to be thinking about when you're just trying to enjoy some candy.
Exactly. So now what do? You're having an existential crisis over candy. Are you just eating sugar? Or are you somehow part of this weird old-school industrial process? This one little detail just splits the road in two. And it really comes down to two different kinds of approaches. On one side, you've got the molecule checker. This is the person who is going to call the company who wants to speak to the manager of sugar. For them, even the possibility of bone char is a hard no. Then, on the other side, you have the real-world vegan. Their main goal is to not hurt animals, but they also want to, live their life. For them, this super indirect contact isn't the main battle. They are tearing that bag open.
But wait, let's put a pin in the whole bone char thing for a second, because there's actually a totally different way to look at this whole thing. It moves beyond just the ingredients and asks about the fundamental nature of the candy itself.
Think about it. Does Sour Patch Kids really taste like anything that came from a farm? Anything that grew in the ground or on a plant? Not really.
This might be the most perfect description I have ever heard. It's this incredible storm of citric acid and sugar and all kinds of artificial flavors. They taste like something that was born in a lab, not grown in a field.
And if you follow that line of thinking, you get to a pretty clear conclusion. This isn't really an agricultural product in any traditional sense.
Exactly. This is a product of pure chemistry. It's a man-made creation of sour and sweet. And from that point of view, trying to connect it all the way back to an animal, well, it starts to feel like a bit of a stretch.
So after all of that, we land right here. Yeah, they're vegan, but it comes with that very important asterisk. Because we all know there's always that one person who follows the absolute strictest interpretation. And for them, this debate is never really over, and they're probably judging you right now.
And in the end, that's really what this is all about, isn't it? This was never just about a bag of candy. It's about a personal choice. Is it about what's directly in the food? Is it about the indirect processes? Or is it about the very nature of what you're eating? It kind of forces you to ask yourself, in your own life, your own ethics, where do you draw the line?